Hey, hello everybody. It's your boy Andre Triplet, A Triplet 20, and I'm doing something new this year. Usually, I'll do my NFL preview and predictions as a written blog, and I'm still doing that as well. I have my awards on the written blog. I'm gonna give them here too as well. I still want you to go to the written blog, but also I'm doing a video blog of the preview and predictions as well. I thought that would be a little bit easier than trying to write it all out. I got a whole lot of stuff going on in my life right now, so I just figure it's easier if I talk to you about it. So let's start off with the fact that Tom Brady is not going to be suspended. Personally, I wanted him to be suspended. It's not because I have any dislike of the Patriots or Tom Brady. I just thought that he was being shady about it. So, 4 games sounded good enough. Besides, he's got enough good going for his life. He didn't need any more good, but unfortunately, his suspension was overturned. So he will be playing. And that figures deeply into this NFL season because, and let's start off with the AFC then, since we're going to go straight into it, the AFC East, because Miami looks good. I like Ryan Tannehill as a quarterback. I think he can step up and he can be an upper echelon quarterback. He's going to be probably what Ben Roethlisberger was this past decade. He may not be that elite, but he'll be right outside it. That's my prediction. Buffalo Bills look good too. Tyrod Taylor, I saw 2 of their games this preseason. Tyrod Taylor looks good. He's going to be the starter. He might step up. Like this, they released Matt Castle, so it's going to be him and EJ Manuel as the quarterbacks. So right now, Rex Ryan, Rex Ryan defense is always going to be there. So I think Rex Ryan, they may not make the playoffs this year, but I think Buffalo Bills are going to be good. New York Jets, new coach, Todd Bowles. They've already had drama with somebody hitting Geno Smith because of money and everything. They drafted Bryce Petty, so I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to start off the year, but I think at some point we will see Bryce Petty, and I don't think Geno Smith is going to get another chance. In the AFC South, this looks like the Coast Division again. Andrew Luck is amazing. He needs to keep his turnovers down, but I think he's going to be a truly awesome competitor. The Houston Texans, as long as you have J.J. Watt on that defense, it should be great. The offense is going to be, in ton of trouble because Arian Foster has his groin injury, and the quarterback situation, they've selected Brian Hoyer as their quarterback. But I think they probably should have went with Ryan Mallett because he may have had the more upside. But they want to win. They want to win now. They can't wait for, the next, because they're going to be wasting J.J. Watt's years. And they don't want to do that. And I definitely understand that. The Tennessee Titans have Marcus Mariota. And the running game, I think, is suspect. And I just definitely don't know about the defense as well. But I think we're going to see a lot of upside. And I think by the end of the year, Marcus Mariota will be one of the better quarterbacks to be playing. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, I just don't know. This team could get better, be a surprise team. This team could also still be awful. You never know. I think the biggest thing is, will Blake Bortles progress? Because last year he had a ton of turnovers. He looked good in the preseason. Regular season came and he had a crap load of turnovers. So we'll have to see about that. The AFC West. Listen, I'll let you know right now. I'm biased. I'm biased without fact. I think Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback to ever live. And at least to me, until I see it, with my own 2 eyes, he's still going to be the best quarterback. Give it up, whatever Aaron Rodgers can do, whatever Andrew Luck can do, whatever Tom Brady does. Peyton Manning is still the number 1 quarterback in this league because he does things that nobody else can do. Having said that, there is some worry that because of his neck issues and his age, that this is not going to be the Peyton Manning that we've seen in the past. That being said, I still think that they're good enough for the Denver Broncos to win that division. Kansas City, listen, I give Alex Smith a lot of credit. I think Alex Smith is a decent enough quarterback. He doesn't turn the ball over. He may not be spectacular, but he doesn't need to be. Jamal Charles is an exceptional running back. They've added Jeremy Maclin. Eric Berry comes back from having, I believe it's some type of cancer, something. He had some type of illness, but he's back. He's playing. So I think Kansas City is going to be the second best team in that division. The Chargers, Phillip Rivers, he's a good quarterback as well. They've got Melvin Gordon Jr. from Wisconsin, a decent enough running back, one of my award winners, wink wink, for later on. The defense, I think the defense is kind of suspect as well, but they might be able to hang their hat with their offense, score a lot of points, hang with the teams in their division. And also, don't forget, they're missing Antonio Gates because of a PED suspension, so that's something. And then the Oakland Raiders. You love Raider fans. My boy, Eric Nicholas, he's a big Raiders fan. The Raiders, I think, are going to be something special. I think they have something at running back in Latavius Murray. I think they have something at quarterback with David Carr. And I think they have something at wide receiver with Amari Cooper. So, I think that offense is going to put up points. But I'm not sure about their defense. Their defense has some kind of old players. They have a very good young linebacker, Khalil Mack. I think he might be special. But, so, I still think they're going to be last, but this might be one of those times when in the division where you might be 5-11, but you have 8-8, 9-7 talent. So we might see that out of the Oakland Raiders this year. And the AFC North, last division for the AFC. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, Roethlisberger has just he stepped his game up, and I also think that's combining him with him like coming into this new age, because for the longest time Pittsburgh Steelers wanted to just run the ball, play great defense, and have their quarterback not make mistakes. But you can't play like that in this league for too long. Yeah, you'll get every now and then you may crap yourself and get yourself into a Super Bowl, but for the most of the time, you'll win, but you won't win. This team can win because they not only can they still run the ball, but they can pass the ball. Antonio Brown, Martavius Bryant, and many others. Heath Miller at tight end. Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. This defense is not what it used to be, but it doesn't need to be. When you have that offense, they're going to be good. I'm going with the Bengals. I like Andy Dalton. Nobody else seems to like Andy Dalton. I like Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton is just like Alex Smith, except he turns the ball a little more over, and he needs to stop that. But I think if he can curtail his turnovers, he's going to be a decent quarterback in this league, and he can easily take the Cincinnati Bengals to a Super Bowl. AJ Green's one of the top wideouts in the game. Cincinnati Bengals defense isn't bad either, so they should be right in this thing. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens, I think, are going to slip. I think they're going to slip. And you can, you say that about what Joe Flacco is in the regular season. The postseason, he steps up his game. Justin Forsett, let's see if he can do it again now that he is the main guy. Let's see if he can do it again like he did last year. And, of course, when you're talking about Baltimore Ravens, you're talking about the defense. Terrell Suggs, Elvis Dumerville, getting at the quarterbacks. They don't have Nana anymore. He's in Detroit. But defense still will be good. I think they might be a decent enough team again this year. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. Coming up. And then you have the Cleveland Browns. Okay, so let's let's go back to a couple years ago when Josh McCown was here in Chicago, and he had a hell of a season while Jay Cutler was injured. I mean, he had 13 touchdowns, 1 interception. In particular, he probably should have kept being the quarterback, and they should have jettisoned Jay Cutler. That year they gotta get rid of him too, because he hasn't played well since then. But he's now gonna be the starting quarterback. I don't think it's gonna be for that long. I think they have to see what they have in Johnny Manziel. You just have to, because with Josh Gordon on suspension and a whole lot of other things going on with that team, even though they were good last year, they were good. They played well. I don't think they're gonna play well, or they could play well again. But this could be a team that has good talent, but has a bad record. So just go ahead and put out Johnny Manziel and see if he can play. Let's see if he can play. And by the way, I have a theory on Johnny Manziel. Earlier this year he went to rehab, and I have a theory that he went to rehab not to stop drinking, but to stop partying. And here's what I mean by that. There's been some stuff that he likes to go out and party instead of studying. So maybe he got the tools in rehab, not necessarily to stop drinking, but to say no to his boys who want to go out. Nah, bro, I gotta study. I'm staying in. I gotta watch film tonight. I gotta stay in my playbook. Nah, I can't drink tonight. I can't go to the Cavs game and see my boy Bron. I gotta stay in, get ready for tomorrow, and get ready for the game on Sunday. That's what I think. So I'm not sure. I think there might I think we may see later on, 2 or 3 years from now, he still be drinking. He'll still party, but he won't do it during the season. That's my thing on that. Okay, so let's go to the NFC. Let's start with my Bears. They suck, plain and simple. At least I think they do. I'm not expecting anything. To be honest with you, I'm kind of hoping it falls off the rails. I just, as long as we have Jay Cutler as a quarterback, there's no hope in Chicago. Not one bit. And hopefully he'll be gone at the end of the season. So I don't know. That's that. I'm so downtrodden. But okay, so but the Packers are the class of this division, I think. Obviously, when you have Aaron Rodgers, you're going to be good. So there's no doubt. Even though they lost Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb's got this shoulder neck issue, this team is still going to be just freaking awesome. You know it. I know it. It's just, that's just who they are, and they'll win this division easily. The Minnesota Vikings are an up-and-coming team. I like Teddy Bridgewater. Adrian Peterson is back off his child abuse charges last year. He didn't play. Played one game. Did not play any other part of the season. This could be one of those times where you see Adrian Peterson come up and he'll just bust out and he'll get 2,300 yards, shatter Eric Dickerson's record, and and we'll all go, wow. It's Purple Jesus. That's who he is. It's Purple Jesus. The defense, I think, is getting better under Mike Zimmer. I don't think it's there just yet. And the offensive talent is not there yet. But I think they'll be good enough to maybe sneak in the playoffs. We'll see later on. And then you get the Detroit Lions, who, by all accounts, even though they lost Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley, this is still, I think, a good team, offensively and defensively. They got this new stud running back, Amir Abdullah. You've seen him in the preseason. He's very explosive. So there's no doubt, if something happens to Aaron Rodgers throughout the season, and if the Minnesota Vikings doesn't take that next step like I think they will, the Detroit Lions, this division is theirs for the taking, without question. So don't count out the Lions at all. Let's skip to the NFC East. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. You've got Sam Bradford, who I think is a good quarterback but can't stay healthy. I think that's just it. So they have to keep him upright for the whole season. If they keep him upright for the whole season, they've added DeMarco Murray at running back. I think this could be a dominant team in the East. I mean, dominant. I'm talking about 14-15-1 type team. Defensively, they've added a couple pieces as well. They've let some go as well, as you know. So, but I think when it comes down to it, the Philadelphia Eagles have what it takes. They'll win their division by a long shot. The Dallas Cowboys let go of DeMarco Murray, I guess, to keep Dez Bryant. They had to choose one or the other. They couldn't choose both. So they let the 1,800-yard running back go and kept the 15, 16 touchdown receiver, which I think is the right thing because this is a passing league. However, they needed to replace him at running back, and I think they didn't do that. At least Darren McFadden, I think, has always been an elite talent, just can't stay healthy. And he has God's honest truth. So we'll see what happens with them. Their defense may still be the same, maybe better or worse. We'll have to see about them. The New York Giants obviously they're one of the teams that you never know. And in this NFL parity, they can be up, they can be down. We know what they do. And this could be one of those years. There's a little bit of foreshadowing for you folks. If we think where the New England Patriots is going, New York Giants are going there too. Excuse me. So we have to really find out about them. Eli Manning is an enigma. I don't necessarily think their running game is anything special. Odell Beckham and Victor Cruz could be the best tandem of wide receivers in the game. So we will have to see. Their defense, I think, is going to struggle stopping the run. So, this team could maybe be 7-9, 8-8. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up being 10-6 or 6-10 as well. So, and then we have the Washington Redskins. All the flux in Washington. All the flux. I'm not sure what's up with Roger Griffin III and what's going on in there in Washington. He would be my quarterback no matter what offense I'm running. But apparently Jake Gruden just doesn't like him. There's some things maybe about RG3's personality that maybe nobody in the locker room likes that as well. I don't know. But I do know is that personally, for a guy who's watched Jay Cutler the last 6 years, I want RG3 here next year. Give him a 1-year deal. See if he can play. Prove it to him. Maybe he can. Maybe he can't. I don't know. I just don't think that first year, that rookie year, was a fluke. Now maybe his decline has to do with the injury and he doesn't have his confidence or whatever. Maybe that might be it. But I don't think that first year was a fluke. I just don't. I think he's really talented. Just don't know what happened. And I think they'll be at the bottom. They could be the worst team in the league probably. So the NFC South, I think, belongs to Carolina. I think Cam. Again, I think. Unfortunately, Kelvin Benjamin is out. So I think they might stick to going with like the ground game. Like I told you guys earlier with Pittsburgh. In this league you have to pass. So I think, this will be a setback here. I think they'll still win it, maybe with 9, 10, victories. But I don't know if they'll go anywhere because you have to pass the ball. And I don't know if they're gonna expand. Again, he had talk about some rookie year. He had a fantastic rookie year, 4,000 yards and all of this, and then now they just like bringing him back. No, you have to. He should be throwing for 4,000 yards every year. So and there's been some injuries, I know that as well, but we can. But a great tight end, pretty nice defense. I think they'll win that division. The Saints are number 2 in that division without question, but I think they're on the decline. I don't think Drew Brees on the decline yet. He could be starting this season, but I think the Saints as a whole is on the decline. They got rid of Jimmy Graham. They got rid of a couple other talented pieces they had. Their defense, they released a couple of players as well. So I think because of Drew Brees, they'll win 8-9 games, but I don't think they're going to make it into the playoffs. We will see though. Let's see, I'm trying to choose between the next two. Atlanta or Tampa Bay. And I think I'm going to go with Atlanta because Matt Ryan is a talented quarterback. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in this league. He does throw for 4,000 yards every year. He's got 2 talented receivers on the outside, Julio Jones, Roddy Wright. His running backs, I don't think are suspect, but this is, like I said, this is a passing league, so they can be suspects, and just make sure that they can run the ball when they need to. They don't need to be Dallas and run for 1,800 yards. They can run for 1,200 yards. Between three or four running backs that they have. The defense, I think, is on the come. I don't think it's good enough to stop Drew Brees or Cam Newton or all of those guys. That's why I think they're going to be, next to last in that division. And Tampa Bay's only going to be last, this year. I think Lovie Smith, he needs to go here in Chicago, but he's a good coach. I think this is going to be the one where, in that division, you're going to have teams that are all within 1 or 2 games of each other, just like last year. And I think everybody's going to be around 500. I don't see Tampa Bay being 2-14 or whatever they were this past year. I think Tampa Bay is going to be probably 7-9, and they're going to be right in the division because if Carolina is just going to be 10-6, 7-9, they're going to be in that division. So and I think Jameis Winston, I think he's got it all. He just needs to keep his mind in the game, and I think he'll be an excellent quarterback. He's got great talent on the outside. I think this, he should do what Cam does. He should throw for 4,000 yards as a rookie. Although we know Lovie Smith likes to run the football and to get off the bus running. So, and they have Doug Martin, so we will see about that. And he's going to have that defense very, very, solid at least. So we know that about the NFC South. So I think the last one right here is the NFC West, right? And Seattle. I think they're the class of that division. I think they're the class of the NFC. I can go down the line. Richard Sherman, Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch. They've added Jimmy Graham. They got Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Bobby Wagner, and many, many, many others. This is a team that is unbeatable at home, and they're pretty unbeatable on the road as well. So I think they're going to win the division hands down. I think the Cardinals will be number 2. I think Carson Palmer plays well in this system. I think he's got some great talent as well. I think their defense is good enough. I think they do the same thing they did last year, except this time if Carson Palmer is fully healthy, they'll be in games, and then maybe when they put it out at the end with some field goals, they'll be number 2 in this division. I'm gonna throw you for a loop here. St. Louis Rams are gonna be 3rd in this division, and I think they're the team to watch because this is the team that can, if something happens to Russell Wilson or one of those special members on the defense in Seattle, and they have a turmoil of a season, This is a team that I think can maybe step up and even pass the Cardinals up. Because they got Nick Foles from the Eagles. And they could easily, and they have a Todd Gurley who's coming off a knee injury, but I think he'll work his way. And I think by week 8, he'll be pounding the ball because they want to power run the football. He'll be power running the football. And I think that defense, Jeff Fisher's always got good defenses. They're gonna taste that and they're gonna make it work. And I think they could really be a surprise team. Mark my words on that. And then the San Francisco 49ers. I like Colin Kaepernick. He would be another quarterback I would want here in Chicago more than Jay Cutler. But I just think right now they're in turmoil. With everybody's retiring, everybody's getting in trouble, and everybody's leaving as well. So I just think they need to restock the shelves in San Francisco. Excuse me about that. They need to restock the shelves, and they need to get back on track. I think it might take another 2 years before that happens. So I think, but I don't think they're going to be laughing stocks like they were several years ago. I think they'll still be, talented. They'll lose 27-24. They'll lose 31-30. Things like that. But they won't be a laughing stock like they were several years ago, where they were just getting destroyed. And the only thing good about the San Francisco 49ers was Frank Gore. That's not going to be this place. The only thing good about San Francisco would be Colin Kaepernick. And by the way, he has to step up his game too. From what he showed several years ago when he went to the Super Bowl, and until then, he hasn't progressed as well. He's kind of even decreased. So I want to see him step up that game. I want to see him get close to 4,000 yards, if not throw for 4,000 yards, and and have that 2-to-1, 2.5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio that the top quarterbacks have. All right, so I've previewed the entire NFL. So now let's continue and let's go on to my awards. All right, so we're gonna go with the NFL MVP. I'm choosing Tom Brady. I just think he's probably gonna come out and he's gonna throw. He's gonna try to do what Peyton Manning did a couple years ago. I don't think he's gonna make it, but he's gonna have like 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He'll be the MVP. The coach of the year, I think, would be Chip Kelly from the Eagles. If I'm saying that they're going to be a 14-2, 15-1 team, yeah, he's going to be the coach of the year. I think without question. The offensive player of the year, I said that Adrian Peterson could have the type of year where he runs for 2,300 yards and destroys Eric Dickerson's record. But if he does that, he will be the offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year is going to be J.J. Watt. Unless he gets injured, it's J.J. Watt's to lose. The offensive rookie of the year, I'm going to San Diego, Melvin Gordon Jr. I think he may run for 1,300 yards. I think they're going to take some pressure off Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is still going to throw for 4,000 yards. But I think they're going to also be more balanced. Because I think ideally, in this league, you should run the ball. You should, pass the ball maybe 35 times, run the ball 30 to 35 times. And I think that might happen in San Diego. So we'll see about that. But the rookie of the year, I'm predicting Melvin Gordon Jr. Defensive rookie of the year, I'm going Trey Waynes, cornerback out of Minnesota, the Vikings. There is an aspect of the Vikings to be good this year. And I think Trey Waynes may help them on the outside. He may have 5 or 6 picks this year. Trey Waynes, watch out for him. Defensive rookie of the year. Comeback player of the year, Sam Bradford. If you go 14-2 and 15-1, you're going to have the coach of the year, and it's going to be because your quarterback plays extremely well. And I think Sam Bradford will do that. He will be the comeback player of the year. Okay, so let's now go to my playoff teams. And out of the West, the division winner will be Seattle. The East will be the Eagles, the North, the Packers, the South, the Panthers, It's like I'm just kind of reiterating this. My wild card teams I'm choosing are the Vikings and the Cardinals. So I think the Vikings and the Cardinals are gonna make the playoffs, and this could be one of these things again, where you might see the Vikings or the Cardinals have a 10-6, 11-5 record, and the Carolina Panthers have a 9-7, 10-6 record, but because they win the division, they'll get the home game. So this may be another year where you show that you need to reseed the playoffs. In the AFC, I have the Broncos winning the West, Patriots winning the East, the Steelers winning the North, the Colts winning the South. My two wild card teams, the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans. I think the Houston will step up this year. I've been watching Hard Knocks. I love Bill O'Brien and what he's doing with their team. I think he'll have them be the number 6 team making the playoffs. Okay, so let's just kind of skip over the other rounds. Let's make it to the last 3 games of the season. In the NFC, the championship game will be the Seattle Seahawks at the Philadelphia Eagles. But once again, the Eagles just doesn't get it done. I think Seattle will win. I just do. In the AFC game, I think the Indianapolis Colts will go to Pittsburgh and play the Steelers. And a last-second field goal by a kicker who may remain nameless because their kickers keep getting injured will help the Pittsburgh Steelers advance over the Colts 24-21. Super Bowl 50. 50 Super Bowls, right? It's the gold standard. No letters, it's numerals. So we have the Seahawks and the Steelers. Who wins? Let's make it 2 out of 3 years. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-16. And this year, they give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. He's your Super Bowl MVP. You know what? I like doing this. As much as I like writing, doing these videos for the NFL is a lot better, actually. I will continue to do this. I might do one for the NBA. And I think I definitely will do one next year for the NFL. And I'll still write up some little bits and pieces for my written blog, which you can get at atriplet20.blogspot.com. But I think I'm going to continue doing, when I'm doing like these little preview things, I'm going to do it here on the video blog. Alright, that's my time. It's your boy AJ Trip, Andre Triplet, atriplet20. Got so many sobriquets, you never know what to call me. But really, you just call me Dunn, because that's what I am right now. Out.